Hi, I'm Bob Fernekees, and I'm here at SpeechTEK 2016, and I've got the pleasure of speaking with Paul Dickinson. He's the Vice President North America for Presence Technologies, and I'm going to ask him some questions about customer engagement centers. Paul, I don't know if you can give me an idea of what is the difference between a customer engagement center and a contact center.
Well, a contact center, it's basically designed to handle communications, inbound communications. Nowadays it's advanced to where more than just voice. Now it can be text type communications and so forth. But it's designed to handle it on a communications by communications basis, where you're only looking at addressing the inbound contact as it comes in. When we start moving into customer engagement center, we're talking about servicing the customer as a whole, because if we understand that our contact centers have changed, okay, and now we're, instead of just handling a voice inbound call, now we're handling web chats, we're handling instant messaging, we're handling email, we're handling all kinds of different communications. The intent is to understand the customer in the whole context of any type of communications that they want to contact us with. So if, for example, in a regular contact center, we're looking at the SLAs, what's your average handle time? How many calls you're taking, how many calls you're abandoning, what's your SLAs? You look at stuff like that, but when you start looking at customer engagement centers, you look at those things because those things become important, but you also look at, did this customer also contact me through an email? Did I get an email a couple of days ago? Did we not respond to that email correctly? Is he web chatting me and then the web chat session didn't really quite clarify, so now he's calling me later? So within a customer engagement center, what we end up doing is we end up taking all that communications and empowering that agent to understand the whole context of that customer and why they're contacting us.
Can you tell me about some business benefits a company should think about when moving from a contact center to a customer engagement center?
One of the biggest benefits is customer loyalty. So if you think about handling a customer in this manner, you think about predicting their needs, understanding why they're calling, and if they've called before, understanding why they're calling back. If you look at understanding these different aspects of the customer, you're now becoming more of not so much just a cold, faceless corporation that's trying to get money from them. Now you're becoming a service organization that truly understands their needs because you've looked at the whole process that they've been doing. Not only today, yesterday, maybe a month ago, maybe a year ago. So you create a huge customer loyalty. When you create customer loyalty like that, you also have the ability to proactively understand what you may be able to sell them in the future. So it can be an additional generator of income for your company too. So as opposed to just responding to what they're asking for, let's start predicting what they might need, okay? So understanding the whole context of this customer, now we can actually go after proactive sales as well too. So it's customer loyalty and additional revenue for your company.
Can you give me some specific strategies that somebody could implement to head towards the customer engagement center?
Let's take a customer, for example, that is a smaller size customer, may not have the ability to go ahead and staff on a 7 by 24 hour basis, but they still need to understand how to address the customer as a whole. So they can take some strategies such as where they can staff for an inbound center on the 8x5 and effectively handle that customer. They can also give that customer the ability to, using a type of channel interface that the customer desires, to contact with them on these other hours. You can give them self-service IVR capabilities. You can give them email capabilities. You can do intelligent email capabilities. So for example, if it's after hours and we wanted to go ahead and let them email us for us to respond the next day, we can effectively respond the next day, give them a message back out, says, okay, we'll respond to you within 48 hours. But we also, understanding who that customer is and using some type of analytics tool to look at past contacts with us, we can do selective response emails, so we can look at keywords within the email string and say, okay, because he said this, and this in the email, let's automatically send him several emails out that may respond to what he's asking for, okay? Give him information to work with you after hours that he can, when he does need to the next day talk to you, he's empowered to understand what you guys offer. Things to that effect. So that's some of the strategies you can do.
You've got a lot of experience doing this. Can you give me some idea of how you simplify this process?
Okay, so how we simplify the process is we actually take all these different pieces that we're talking about and put it into one cohesive product line, okay? So if you're going to implement a customer engagement center and you have the different channels, let's say for example, you have your inbound contact center and that's one technology, and then you have your web chat, you have a developer who does your websites and they have some type of a web chat technology, and that's a completely separate technology, and then you have an email company an email division that handles the inbound emails. If these are all separate technologies that you purchase from different vendors and so forth, when you do that, you have a very difficult time trying to create this whole context understanding. You have to bring in developers who have to know all the different pieces of it. Not developers, because one developer is not going to know everything, right? And so when you look at doing that, you create a heavy complexity that is almost impossible to manage. When you do it all in one platform, when you give the agent the same interface to handle the web chats, to handle the emails, to handle the voice calls, you give the same supervisor that same interface to be able to manage the whole process, to be able to see what your agents are doing, to be able to sit there and run the reports and then link your database to the back-end systems like the CRM systems, the point-of-sale systems, the ticketing systems. When you're able to actually have one system that can pull all that information together and provide it to the supervisor in a manageable format and provide it to the agent in a way they can work with their customers, you simplify that whole process across the board. You made it easier for your company to manage this process.
It seems like without networking all these communication channels, it would be almost impossible to implement superior customer experiences.
It would be almost impossible. It would take many developers, and more than developers, it would take business operations people with the understanding to it. So you would need somebody who had the technology capability, the business capability, and put it all together. That's what we do. We develop this from the ground up. We have all those people in our employ. Our developers are like this. Our business managers are like this. So we use what we sell, okay? We started off as a corporation that was developed this for a company who needed to do this. We spun it into a company, and those same people are with us today. Those people are the crux of our development process, so they understand not only the technologies, they understand the business processes, they understand how to put that all together in a cohesive unit. So you're right, doing it separated is almost impossible, but if you have everybody working together as a team to develop a solution that we can turn over to somebody, then it is very possible.
Great. Well, Paul, I really want to thank you for joining us here at SpeechTEK 2016 as a Platinum sponsor. Can you tell everybody how to get in touch with you?
PresenceCO.com, that's our website. That's probably the easiest way because all of our other information is there. The website will really give you all the information to contact us directly.
Great, thanks very much,
Thank
Paul.
you very much, I enjoyed it.